This is your last chance on August 29. Archangel Michael saw the plot against your inheritance, and now the name will be revealed. August 29th is not an ordinary date on the calendar. It is a divine appointment, sealed in the courts of heaven, written in the scrolls of destiny, and marked by the watchful eyes of the heavenly host. It is the hour of exposure. It is the day when what has been concealed will be unveiled, when what was stolen will be accounted for, and when the name of the one who stood in the shadows, blocking what is yours, will no longer remain hidden. Archangel Michael has seen it all. He has stood as a witness, while the enemy whispered behind veils, while plots were woven in silence, and while dark alliances tried to barricade your birthright. But now, the window opens, and hear this well, it will not remain open long. This is your last chance. Not because heaven is abandoning you, but because divine timing does not delay forever. There is a moment when the trumpet is sounded, when the seal is broken, and when the Lord says, "Now is the time." And for the one this message is truly for, not the curious, not the casual, but the chosen, August 29 is that time. You have felt the delay. You have questioned the silence. But heaven has not forgotten you. Your name was etched into the scroll long before the battle began. And now, the battle is nearing its end. But the reward, the inheritance, will only be released to the one who is found still, faithful, and ready. This is not for the loud or the impulsive. This is not for the one who demands vengeance in the flesh. This is for the one who has mastered stillness under pressure, who has obeyed in the dark, and who is positioned in purity. Heaven does not waste revelation on the unprepared. And so, this is your last chance to posture yourself before the King. Not in panic, not in striving, but in surrendered stillness. Because if you miss this divine window, the inheritance that was delayed will remain entangled, and those who warred against you will continue to veil their names. But Michael has seen them. The hour of unveiling is here. And if you are the one, if this word resonates, then prepare yourself. What was hidden is about to be revealed. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 666 is now surrounding you. Hear this decree from the courts of heaven. The time of concealment is over. This message is not a whisper. It is a shout from the gates of eternity. I, Archangel Michael, speak with the authority of the throne, sounding the alarm over your destiny. This is not merely a moment in time. It is your final window. August 29 is not just a date. It is a spiritual marker, a divine summons, a holy appointment etched into the ledger of the righteous. On that day, the skies will respond to the cries of the chosen, and the hidden will be revealed. The enemy thinks his scheme is safe in shadow. He believes the plot he devised will go unseen. But I tell you, heaven has already seen it. While they whispered, heaven recorded. While they planned, the throne judged. I, Michael, have stood over your inheritance, sword drawn, not because you are weak, but because your name is attached to something so great that hell trembled when you were born. Understand this. There is a divine inheritance hovering in the spirit, suspended between what should have been and what still could be. You have felt the tension. You have carried the weight. And now, the time draws near. Before the final hour of August 29, something will shift, and you must be positioned in the spirit to receive it. Let me make it plain. This is not for everyone. This is not a casual word tossed to the crowd. This is not for the mocker, the lukewarm, or the one browsing for feel-good prophecy. No. This word is targeted. It is sent with fire to the one whose name is already written in the light, to the one who has warred in silence, obeyed in the shadows, and remained standing through what should have crushed them. If you are that one, know this: the enemy is about to be exposed, but your posture will determine your promotion. The heavens are pregnant with justice, but your readiness will birth it. This revealing is not just about them. It is about you stepping into what is rightfully yours. This is why the warfare has intensified. This is why your sleep has been broken, your spirit stirred, because what they tried to bury is about to rise. August 29 is the date when light pierces through the veil. It is when the scroll is opened and the watchers take note. If you have ears to hear, then hear the call of heaven. Before the sun sets on the day, a revelation will begin. Not just about what was stolen, but who tried to steal it. And once their name is revealed, their power is broken. Their hold over your life, your promise, your legacy, it ends. But you must not move in the flesh. You must not speak prematurely. Your silence is sacred. Let the heavens declare what man tried to hide. Stay hidden in obedience, and you will be revealed in glory. Stay quiet before the Lord, and you will rise with divine backing. The plot has been uncovered, but the inheritance will only be released to the one who stays under heaven's covering. This is your last chance before the curtain falls. The divine spotlight is about to shine, and when it does, masks will melt, names will be called, and the inheritance will find its rightful heir. Are you ready? Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. You felt it, haven't you? The sudden change in atmosphere. The invisible weight pressing on your chest at night. The deep restlessness in your spirit that no sleep can fix, no conversation can calm, no distraction can quiet. This isn't just emotional disturbance, it's spiritual interference. Something has been lurking behind the veil. Something has been plotting while you've been praying. Heaven would have you know today, it is not all in your head. The unease, the isolation, the betrayal you couldn't quite name, it has all been part of a calculated effort. There have been whispers spoken in secret places. There have been words exchanged about you in rooms where your name was never meant to be spoken. They thought they could disguise it as concern, cloak it in smiles, wrap it in false peace, but in the spirit, they've been found out. And yet, you're still standing. That is no small thing. You've walked into rooms where you were celebrated publicly, but sabotaged privately. You've answered calls from people who smiled while studying how to break you. You felt their shift. You sensed the change in tone, the hesitation in conversation, the sudden distance. And in your spirit, something inside of you kept saying, they know something. But what they know is not the truth. They've seen a glimpse of your potential, and it threatened them. They overheard your name in divine conversation, and it terrified them. They sensed your favor before even you knew its fullness. And so they schemed. Not with loud attacks, but with subtle manipulations. Not with swords, but with shadows. But I, Archangel Michael, declare to you now, heaven has heard it all. Heaven has recorded it all. And now, heaven will respond. This is why the emotional pressure has been so intense. This is why the weight has felt unbearable. because there was a disturbance in the realm of inheritance, a spiritual collision between what was promised and what was being held back. It's not confusion. It's not depression. It's the groaning of destiny trying to break through enemy interference. The heaviness is not punishment, it is indication. Indication that you are standing on the edge of prophetic exposure. They have hidden their true intentions. They've spoken one thing and meant another. But the Lord has waited until August 29, the appointed time of divine exposure. Because what they tried to do in mystery will now be revealed in light. But hear this, the revelation of their name is not just about justice, it is about release. Because the one who holds your name in secret and speaks against your destiny has also stood between you and your inheritance. And when their name is revealed, the blockage will break. They will be shocked by the exposure. But you, chosen one, must not be shocked by the revelation. You've already discerned it in your spirit. You've seen glimpses in dreams. You've felt it in moments of confusion. Now heaven is simply catching up to your discernment and turning it into divine proof. Hold your peace. Stay alert. Something is being hidden, but not for long. Type "I receive truth" in the comments if this resonates with your spirit. Blessing code 777 is now surrounding you. If this word has stirred your spirit, then understand this. You are part of something greater than yourself. Every time you sow into this message, through a super thanks, membership, or donation, you are not giving to a voice, you're releasing a wave of truth across the earth. This message of divine justice, exposure, and restoration must echo louder than the lies of the enemy. God says in Isaiah 55:11, "My word shall not return to me void." When you help carry that word forward, you become a vessel in fulfilling that promise. I feel led to tell you, this is not a donation. It's a declaration. It's your way of saying, the enemy will not silence what God has ordained. If you feel the pull to stand with this prophetic mission, join the YouTube membership, drop a super thanks below, or sow directly into the link in the video description through PayPal. Your obedience in giving breaks chains, fuels this fire, and helps to release the word of the Lord to the weary, the waiting, and the chosen. Bless your giving now, and watch what heaven does in return. The oil you release will not dry up. Move now. Don't delay. This is fertile ground. This is not just a season of drama. This is not merely tension among people. This is not about misunderstanding, a falling out, or a minor betrayal. No, what you are feeling, what you are enduring, what is stirring in the atmosphere around you is nothing less than spiritual warfare. And the reason the attack has intensified is because the enemy has identified what many around you have not. You are chosen. You are carrying a divine inheritance. You are holding the keys to something that is not just for your house, but for the healing of generations. The war you are in was never about your personality. It was never about your past. It was never even about your present. It has always been about your future and the threat it poses to the kingdom of darkness. The enemy has seen the glow in the spirit. He has seen the light resting on your name. And he fears what will happen if you ever truly step into it. This is why people have turned without reason. This is why the battle has been unfair. This is why you've been hit in ways that make no sense. Because what you carry is not natural. It is divine. Your assignment is spiritual. Your warfare is spiritual. And your victory must be spiritual as well. Hear this clearly. The conflict around you is proof of the calling within you. They didn't rise against you because of weakness. They rose against you because of glory, because of what you were born to release, because of what your obedience will unlock. The greater the inheritance, the greater the resistance. That's why the storm has come. That's why the resistance has taken on faces you once trusted. Because the enemy knew that if he couldn't stop the promise, he'd try to stop you. But the heavens have been watching. I, Archangel Michael, testify before the throne. You have not been alone. When they spoke in secret, the angel stood in silence, recording every word. When you wept in confusion, the Spirit of God hovered over your tears, storing each drop like sacred oil. When you walked away instead of striking back, all of heaven applauded your restraint. And now, your endurance has become your access point. This battle is not about vengeance. It is about positioning. The Lord has allowed the conflict not to break you, but to build you. Not to punish you, but to prepare you. Every spiritual battle you've walked through has taught your hands to war, not in the flesh, but in the spirit. You've learned how to fight without reacting, how to wait without wavering, and how to stand without seeing. But there is a shift taking place now. August 29 will mark a turning of the tide. The plot that was spiritually constructed will be spiritually dismantled. And you must be ready, because how you respond to this final pressure will determine how quickly the release flows. You must not fight in your own power. You must not speak out of bitterness. The weapon of the righteous is stillness. The sword of the faithful is obedience. You are not called to prove yourself. Heaven will prove you. So, as the exposure nears, do not let your hands be found in the dirt. Let them be lifted in worship. Let your mouth be filled with praise, not retaliation. Because when the hand of the Lord moves, it leaves no room for debate. And when heaven reveals the truth, no man can refute it. The throne has ruled in your favor. But it is your posture in this spiritual war that determines how quickly the doors will swing open. Choose stillness. Choose holiness. Choose trust. Because this is a spiritual conflict, and the only weapons that will win it are the ones forged in fire and obedience. Type "My warfare is holy" in the comments if this word is for you. Blessing code 844 is now surrounding your name. The hourglass is nearly empty. The sands of mercy have almost slipped through. Heaven does not delay without purpose, but heaven also does not wait forever. And now, beloved one, the time has come where divine silence turns into divine action. Hear this clearly. Within hours of August 29, a great shift will occur. Not in the natural first, but in the spirit. And once the veil lifts, what has been hidden cannot be hidden any longer. The hand of the Lord is no longer restrained. The one who sees all is now ready to uncover what they thought would never be revealed. They believed their manipulation would remain buried. They assumed their plotting in secret meetings and veiled conversations would never surface. But they failed to remember this one truth. Heaven records everything. The courts of the Most High do not miss a word, a motive, or a whisper in darkness. And I, Michael, have seen the scroll. I have seen what they have written and said about you in secret. And now, their hour is upon them. This is a warning. They will be exposed. Their name is about to come forward. Their face will be revealed. not by your hand, not by a scandal in the flesh, but by a move of heaven that no man can stop. For the Lord has allowed their boldness to grow only to bring it down in full view. Their plan is fragile, and they are unaware that it has already begun to collapse. They think they still hold the strings, but the scissors of heaven have already been raised. The mask is slipping. The truth is rising. The heavens cannot hold back much longer. The dam is cracking. The weight of judgment has pressed too long against the walls of their deceit. And now, with one divine breath, the Lord will blow upon what they built in darkness, and it will fall. But you, chosen one, must hear this with clarity. You are not to speak against them. You are not to retaliate. Your assignment in this moment is not to fight in the mud, but to stand in the cloud. You are not called to name them. The heavens will. You are not called to reveal them. The Lord will. The same God who protected you when you were unaware is now the same God who will vindicate you without your voice needing to rise. This is where many lose their reward, by reacting in the flesh when heaven is moving in the spirit. Do not fall into that trap. Do not take the bait. You are bigger than that. You are stronger than that. Your dignity is your weapon, and your silence is your sword. Within hours of August 29, something will break open. The exposure will begin subtly. A slip of the tongue, a strange encounter, a confession wrapped in confusion. But it will grow, and it will grow fast. Because when heaven opens the curtain, no man can close it again. This is your final instruction before the moment comes. Stay alert. Stay clean. Stay still. Because the wind of justice is about to blow, and nothing built on lies can withstand it. The name will be revealed, and your inheritance will no longer be held hostage by hidden hands. Let the watchers watch. Let the mockers mock. The Lord has drawn the sword. The moment is near. The light is ready to fall. Type "I will not retaliate" in the comments if this word is yours. Blessing code 929 is now activated over your life. Before the wave of exposure crashes upon the shore, before the light falls upon their face, before the courts of heaven speak their name aloud, you must be hidden in stillness. This is not the moment to swing with your words. This is not the time to raise your voice in retaliation or announce your innocence with noise. The power of this hour will rest upon the one who remains silent before man and loud before God. For in the secret place of surrender, heaven has already heard your cry. The Lord says, "Hold your peace. Do not war with your hands, for I have already drawn my sword. Do not speak what you know, for I have written what they tried to conceal. Do not defend what I have already vindicated. You must know, your stillness is not weakness. Your silence is not defeat. It is strategic. It is spiritual. And it is sacred. I, Archangel Michael, stand encamped around you. Not because you are in danger, but because you are carrying something worth protecting. Your inheritance is surrounded. Angels have already been assigned to guard what belongs to you. Not because the enemy is stronger, but because your promise is heavier than you know. There are things assigned to your life, blessings, breakthroughs, scrolls, and anointings that must not be touched by unclean hands. Heaven has sealed them with fire. That's why you felt restricted. That's why it felt like access was delayed, because God was protecting your portion from contamination. And now, as the hour draws near and their mask begins to slip, your role is not to pull it off. It is to remain invisible beneath the wings of the Most High. There is more safety in obedience than there is in expression. There is more victory in quietness than in argument. The one who waits on the Lord shall not only renew their strength, they shall recover everything. Listen closely. The one who plotted against your inheritance expected your retaliation. They counted on your anger. They hoped you would act out, that you would try to expose them before the appointed time. Because they knew, if they could get you to react in the flesh, they could delay your release in the spirit. But you didn't take the bait. You've held your tongue. You've stayed low. And because of that, the Lord Himself is about to rise. You will not need to speak for yourself in this season. Heaven will speak for you. The same God who saw you in the secret place is the God who will reward you openly. And when He reveals what they did, no one will be able to deny it. Not because you said it, but because God did. This is how you will know that the exposure is holy. Because it will not require your participation, only your posture. Do not question your value based on what they attempted. Their plot does not determine your worth. It confirms your calling. You were attacked because you are anointed. You were opposed because you are positioned. And now, because you have obeyed, you are protected. You are not standing alone. You are not defenseless. There are angels stationed around your name. You've been wrapped in unseen fire. You've been sealed by the blood. No weapon formed against you has prospered, and now, the one who formed it will face the fire of heaven. So I say again, do not fight back with your own words. Do not lower yourself to their level. Be still. Be clean. Be ready. Because while they fall apart in exposure, you will rise in glory. And heaven's hand will be seen upon you. Type I am covered in the comments if this word is yours. Blessing code 441 is now securing your inheritance. Now, let the winds begin to shift. Let the sorrow begin to lift. Let the atmosphere of mourning give way to the dawn of victory. For I speak now, not just as a messenger, but as a witness of your transformation. You are not the one barely surviving. You are not the one losing in silence. You are not the one being defeated. You are the one being elevated, reshaped, and marked with new authority. This battle did not reduce you. It refined you. What you went through was not to break you down, but to build you into someone unshakable. You have been through fire. You have walked through accusation. You have stood in storms that others didn't see, and still, you remain faithful. And I, Archangel Michael, declare over you now, the heavens are in awe of your endurance. The watchers have recorded your restraint. The Holy One has taken note of your integrity, and now, your strength is about to be unveiled. You were never a victim. You were a vessel in waiting. And the time of waiting is closing. Those who saw your quietness assumed you were weak. Those who mistook your peace for passivity are about to witness what heaven was doing in the background. Because even while you were weeping, your wings were growing. Yes, this is the shift. From victimhood to victory. From delay to demonstration. From carrying silently to soaring boldly. You are not coming out of this battle the same way you entered it. You are coming out with authority. You are coming out with the mantle they tried to block. You are coming out with the inheritance they tried to bury. And hear this, they underestimated you. They thought they knew your limits. They judged you by past seasons, by old patterns, by what you allowed them to see. But heaven was doing something underneath the surface that no enemy could touch. Your tears were not wasted. Your pain was not for nothing. Every silent night, every ignored prayer, every invisible battle, it was heaven's way of building unshakable power in your spirit. There is a strength in you, now that cannot be measured by man. It was forged in the fire of rejection. It was birthed through trials they will never understand. And it is that very strength, born from obedience and refined by suffering, that is now attracting your reward. I tell you this prophetically, you are about to rise. The chains are breaking because your strength has matured. The delays are ending because your posture has shifted. You are no longer begging heaven to remember you. You are now walking into rooms heaven already prepared for you. And no one can stop you this time. Let them watch. Let them whisper. It does not matter. They tried to keep you grounded, but they cannot stop what God is lifting. Your wings are breaking free from the cocoon. The time of hiding is ending. You will not need to explain yourself. Your elevation will do it for you. From this moment on, stop looking at yourself through the lens of the attack. Stop defining yourself by who left, who lied, or who tried to hinder you. Look at yourself through the eyes of heaven, the eyes that saw you standing in fire and said, "This one is ready now." The same people who questioned your silence will now witness your rise. And when they ask how, the only answer will be, God did it. Type "I am rising" in the comments if this is your season. Blessing code 303 is now pushing you into destiny. The true reason for the battle is not what it seemed. The attacks were never just about your job, your family, your finances, or your emotions. No, this has always been about something far greater. This has been about your inheritance, a spiritual release that was not meant just to bless you, but to break open a legacy through you. And now the Lord speaks clearly. The inheritance is not simply a reward. It is a divine release. I, Archangel Michael, declare this with holy authority. Your name has been spoken in heavenly courts. It has echoed before the throne. It has been weighed in the balance. And it has been marked for the outpouring of something that eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, and hearts could not imagine. What you are about to receive is not compensation for the past. It is a commissioning for the future. Heaven has been preparing you, not just to endure, but to inherit. Not just to survive, but to govern. You are not coming into a season of breakthrough just so you can breathe easier. You are entering into a season where what was delayed will now flow, not as a trickle, but as a river. And the delay was divine. The delay was necessary. Because if you had received it too soon, you might have handled it with the mindset of a survivor rather than the mantle of a ruler. But now, the Lord has established you. He has tried your heart. He has tested your motives. He has searched your spirit. And the verdict has been rendered. This one is ready. The heavens are now aligned for release that has long been withheld. And it begins with the revealing of their name. The one who stood against your promotion. The one who sat on what was rightfully yours. The one who masked themselves as friend but functioned as barrier. Their name is about to be called out by heaven itself. This revelation is not petty. It is not for drama. It is divine strategy. Because when their name is revealed, the blockage breaks. Understand this. The enemy used a person, but the plot was spiritual. That person was a vessel for delay, a pawn in a plan that was meant to derail your destiny. But now, the Lord is turning the page. Not only will their identity be revealed, but so will yours. The unveiling of who they were is directly tied to the unveiling of who you are. You will not remain hidden. They will not remain overlooked. The same light that exposes them will exalt you. The same clarity that unravels their deception will establish your purpose. Their exposure is not your satisfaction. It is your launching point. Because now, heaven will give you what they tried to hold back. And let this echo in your spirit. Your name is not only known in heaven, it is now favored. You are being publicly recognized in the spirit realm. What you have carried privately is about to manifest visibly. So do not be distracted by the fall of the one who opposed you. Stay focused on the rise of what belongs to you. August 29 will not only reveal the face of the accuser, it will reveal the favor on the chosen. And you are the chosen, the seal, the prepared, the ready. Type "My name is favored" in the comments if this word confirms your season. Blessing code 1221 is now being written over your name. If this message has struck your spirit with holy fire, then understand, you are not just a listener. You are part of a divine army being awakened across the earth. Every time you support this ministry, through a super thanks, YouTube membership, or a PayPal seed, you help light the path for someone else walking in darkness. This isn't about giving to a platform. It's about releasing prophetic truth to the people heaven has chosen. Heaven's word is never idle. Isaiah 60:1 says, "Arise, shine, for your light has come." And every time you give, you're helping someone else arise into that light. Your support is not random. It is prophetic obedience. It is an act of war against delay and deception in someone else's life. Stand with this word. Let your seed speak. If you feel the urgency, respond now. Sow through super thanks, join the membership, or give through the PayPal link in the description below. Let your giving declare, the truth will not be silenced, and the inheritance will not be blocked. The Lord honors those who move with heaven. Move now. Let the blessing rest on your house. You've come to the threshold. You've been tried, tested, and tempered in the fire of hidden battles. And now heaven leans forward, not waiting to act, but waiting for your agreement. Destiny is not forced, beloved. It is activated. And it is only activated by a resounding yes that comes from a posture of surrender, not striving. Heaven is ready, but heaven moves in partnership. I, Archangel Michael, speak this next instruction with a sharpness in the spirit. Declare your yes to heaven. Do not whisper it. Do not hesitate. This is not the time to second guess what God already confirmed. This is not the hour for silence when heaven is waiting for your voice. Your inheritance has been loosed, but it is your alignment that causes it to manifest. Alignment is not just belief, it is action. Obedience is not delay, it is immediate response. Too many have hovered near the promise, but never entered because they were waiting for the storm to stop. But storms don't stop the promise. They often escort it. Do not wait for comfort. Do not wait for applause. Do not wait for the confirmation of people who were never meant to recognize your anointing. Heaven has already confirmed you. You are the one. And now you must move like it. Lift your head. Square your shoulders. Set your heart. This is the activation moment. This is where the inheritance that hovered becomes the promise that manifests. The kingdom of God does not move through the emotions of man. It moves through the decisions of the obedient. This is the cry of heaven. Rise. Do not retreat. Step into what was marked for you. The delay has not denied you. It was forming the vessel that could carry the weight. But now the forming is complete. Now the silence is breaking. Now the heavens are calling your name into divine motion. You must understand, there are angels standing by. They are not confused. They are not inactive. They are waiting for the moment your spirit says yes loud enough that it echoes into the throne room. Your yes doesn't just change your season. It unlocks a new flow of angelic assistance, heavenly backing, and divine direction. This is not the moment to look back. This is not the moment to replay who betrayed you, who blocked you, who doubted you. This is not about them. This is about you and what God put inside of you before time began. The enemy tried to make you question your identity, but now heaven is calling you into demonstration. Destiny doesn't wait for applause. It moves with conviction. You don't need to understand how everything will work. You need to obey the last instruction heaven gave you. Heaven will fill in the details as you move. The Red Sea didn't part until they walked forward, and your path will not open until you move with faith and fire. Declare it now. Say it in your spirit. Shout it if you must. Heaven is listening. Earth is responding. Angels are moving. Destiny is activating. You are not who they said you were. You are not what the pain tried to make you. You are not what the delay tried to label you. You are called, chosen, and commissioned. So this is the call. Do not retreat. Rise. Move like the inheritance is already yours. Walk like the victory is guaranteed, because it is. And let every step declare to heaven and hell alike, I did not break, I was built. Type ISAYYS to heaven in the comments if you're activating your destiny today. Blessing code 818 is now aligning your next step. While you were weeping, something was happening in the invisible. While you were tossing at night, struggling with restlessness and asking God if He still remembered your name, a silent exchange was taking place in the spirit realm. What was once withheld was being reassigned. What was delayed was being reordered. What the enemy thought he had locked up was being loosed in the courtrooms of glory, while you slept under the weight of unanswered prayers. I, Archangel Michael, now pull back the veil and announce what has been moving unseen. Angels were not idle. Heaven was not silent. The Spirit of the Lord was brooding over your name like a rushing wind waiting for divine alignment. And now that your yes has been released, now that your posture has been refined, a sacred exchange has occurred. It happened in the quiet. No fireworks. No announcements. No drama. Just a holy transaction between heaven and earth. Your inheritance has been reassigned back into your possession. What was once taken illegally, through manipulation, false accusation, sabotage, or delay has now been returned. But it's not coming back the same. It's coming back multiplied, purified, and covered in the fire of divine justice. Yes, What was once stolen from you is now moving back in your direction. They thought they got away with it. They thought you would never rise again. They thought your silence was surrender, but your silence was spiritual warfare. Your stillness was your sword. And now, what they built around your downfall is unraveling. Not because you retaliated, but because heaven intervened. While you slept, angels were negotiating the restoration of your time, your joy, your resources, and your voice. The court of the Lord sat in session. The accusations of the enemy were reviewed, and the blood of the Lamb stood between them and your destiny. The Father looked upon your pain and declared, "Enough. Return it sevenfold." And so now, as August 29 draws near, what was transacted in silence is about to be seen with power. The inheritance was transferred in secret, but the evidence will be public. Those who wrote you off will be forced to watch the manifestation. Those who said your time had passed will have to acknowledge that God saved the best for now. Let this be clear: your restless nights were not punishment. They were prophetic. They were the echo of your spirit sensing that something was shifting, even when your mind couldn't understand it. Your warfare in dreams, your sudden waking, your groaning in the early morning hours. That was the sound of destiny moving closer. Every tear was a seed. Every silent night was an offering. Every moment you stayed on the altar instead of defending yourself, it spoke volumes in the realm of eternity. The enemy underestimated how deeply heaven was invested in your story. And now, the exchange has happened, and it cannot be undone. So don't be surprised when favor finds you without explanation. Don't question why doors swing open that were once sealed shut. Don't shrink when the spotlight shines. You've been prepared in secret for public release. The spirit realm has moved. The heavens have ruled. And your name has been stamped with fire. You don't owe anyone an explanation for this comeback. It was divinely negotiated. Type "My inheritance is returning" in the comments if you can feel the shift. Blessing code 1717 is now releasing restoration over your life. There is a sound that is rising in the spirit, not the cry of the broken, but the roar of justice. What was done to you in secret is about to be judged in the open. What they whispered behind your back is about to echo back upon them. The scales that once seemed tilted have now been balanced. And I, Archangel Michael, tell you with divine certainty, heaven has ruled in your favor. There will be no more delays, no more unauthorized hands touching what is holy, no more manipulation masking itself as mentorship, no more access to your field for those who sowed tares among your wheat. The season of mercy toward your enemies has expired, and the God of justice is now standing. The Lord has watched long enough. He gave space for repentance. He gave moments of mercy. He waited, hoping they would release what was never theirs to begin with. But instead, they tightened their grip. They dug their heels in. They dared to interfere with divine inheritance. And now, the judgment is set. This is the season of divine reversal. What they meant for evil, God is turning for good. The trap they laid for your name will now ensnare their own. The pit they dug in secret has been found out in the spirit, and they are about to fall into it. The lie they spread to cover their tracks will be the very thing that uncovers them. This is not revenge. This is justice. This is not carnal pleasure. This is holy recompense. And it is not coming from your hands. It is coming from the throne of righteousness. You are not the judge. God is. And He has seen it all. Every slander, every betrayal, every delay, every prayer you cried without answers, every time you had to walk away without closure. He has seen. He has heard. And now He acts. Your enemies will not be able to deny what is happening. It will be clear that God is vindicating you. The very ones who said you'd never recover will be shocked at the way heaven exalts you. The very mouths that tried to bury your name will be silenced when they see your elevation. Not only will God restore what was stolen, He will restore it with interest. Time will be redeemed. Opportunities will return. Relationships that were sabotaged will either be divinely revived or gloriously replaced. What you lost in one season will come back in another, multiplied. The pain you endured has made room for the oil you will now carry. Hear this in the Spirit. August 29 is not just a day of exposure. It is the beginning of reversal. The name of the one who stood against your inheritance will be revealed, but more than that, the divine order of your life will be reset. You are stepping into a season where everything starts moving into its rightful place. Do not fear when you see their fall. Do not rejoice in their downfall. Simply remain still, knowing that this is the hand of the Lord. You don't need to clap back. You don't need to announce anything. Your life will speak. Your fruit will testify. Your elevation will preach sermons louder than any retaliation could ever achieve. The Lord has weighed the matter. The gavel has struck. And heaven has declared, this one is innocent. Restore what was stolen. Reverse the order. And reveal the name. This is your justice. This is your reversal. This is your restoration. Type justice is mine in the comments if you feel heaven's ruling over your situation. Blessing Ode 1414 is now releasing divine reversal into your life. And now, we have come to the edge of the moment. The hour draws near. The scroll of August 29 is already open in the heavens. The trumpets have not yet sounded in the natural, but in the spirit, they have begun to blow. What was veiled will soon be visible. What was suppressed will soon rise to the surface. What was stolen will soon be restored to its rightful heir. I, Archangel Michael, leave you now with this final charge. Be ready. Not just with open hands, but with a clean heart. Not just with desire, but with discernment. The exposure is not the end. It is the signal of a new beginning. You were not forgotten. You were not forsaken. You were being preserved for the precise moment heaven ordained. And that moment is August 29. Their name will be revealed, but yours is already recognized. The inheritance they tried to intercept is now being rerouted back into your spiritual hands. This is not a partial release. This is not a conditional outpouring. This is full recompense. Divine justice. Heaven's judgment delivered with finality and power. And so I speak now a final blessing over the one who receives this word. May your ears remain sensitive to the voice of the Lord. May your feet walk only in paths prepared for you. May your heart remain pure, though the temptation to retaliate may rise. May your name be cleared, your record be restored, and your story be rewritten by God's own hand. Let every life fall powerless. Let every false witness be exposed. Let every tongue that rose in judgment against you be silenced by the Lord himself. You are not stepping into this moment as a wounded warrior. You are stepping in as a crowned heir, with clarity, with favor, with divine backing. Your inheritance is no longer delayed. The exposure is no longer pending. The unveiling has begun. You are seen by heaven. You are sealed by the Spirit. You are sent forth into your next assignment with fire on your feet and glory on your name. Go forward now. Walk boldly. Stand still in purity. And watch the Lord do what only he can do. It is finished. And it is begun. Type "I am seen," sealed, and send in the comments if this is your hour. Blessing code 888 is now written into your destiny scroll. If this word has found you, fed you, and fired something deep within you, then let your support become part of the revival God is stirring through this ministry. This isn't a request. This is a divine moment to sow into prophetic justice. Every seed, every super thanks, every membership, every PayPal gift spoken in obedience becomes a holy echo that sends this word into the lives of those still walking in delay and confusion. Proverbs 11:25 says, "Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed." Your giving activates more than blessing. It becomes a divine key to unlocking freedom for others. When you give, you aren't funding content. You're fueling the call of God across platforms, cities, and nations. This is more than support. It is prophetic alignment. If you feel the oil on this word, don't delay. Move boldly. Stand with this mission through Super Thanks, YouTube membership, or the PayPal link below. Let your giving become warfare. Let your seed become a sword. Heaven sees it. The earth will feel it. Your obedience will multiply it. Now move. Now give. Now release.